Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the I Got It Girl podcast. It's Coach Jackie here, and I am so excited to have you guys meet this amazing woman that I met through a networking group. And now she's my Reiki person. Those of you who know what Reiki is, she's a wonderful membership that I joined. And actually, right before this podcast recording, I did a nice session with her online. So, and yes, she does it virtually. And it's amazing, and it helps me as much as I can show up. So I'm just really excited to have Kat Mitchell here today, and so she can share some of her stories and some of her magic with you. So, Kat, tell the world, what do you want to share with the world about you?
About me.
Yes.
Um, because we are talking about the I Got It Girl, I am definitely resonating with the, oh, I can do this and I can do this and I got this and I can do this and I can do that. And realizing that that is the best way to put myself out.
Yeah, right, right. Out into overwhelm, anxiety, burnout, all the things, all the things.
It's like, okay, Calgon, take me away.
Probably why you started Reiki, like why you went to Reiki in the first place for you, right? And that's just
Oh,
one of the things she
absolutely.
does, guys. Just one of the things, but that's probably why you went into that because now you help us with it. But man, you must have needed it just to, because you do a lot.
I do a lot. It all started with meditation, actually, during
Mm.
my caregiving journey. It's like, all right, I got to figure out how to get this brain to slow down some,
Oh
because
yeah,
when you're caregiving multiple family members and you're in this holy crap situation of I don't know which direction to go and I don't know if the decisions I'm making are the right decisions because they can't make the decisions for themselves.
mm.
And it's, it's really that, okay, find your calm, find your peace. Whatever happens, happens. I'm not perfect.
Yes. So, so let's dive into that. As the I Got It girl, I shared in episode 2, I think it was early on, that I had to take care of my dad with dementia for a couple months. It wasn't a long period of time, but it was enough of an experience to know that I didn't got it. Like I did not got it. And I remember on like day 2, like this friend, I was crying on the phone with a friend because I experienced my dad in a way that I never was sundowning and stuff that I never experienced this angry screaming man and never in 53 years and and he's like, listen, he's like, you think you can fix him, you can't. He's like, you think you can do it all on your own, you can't. You think that you're just gonna like make it all work out, you're not. And I was like, screw you. And he's like, it's a guy I used to date years ago, which is hilarious, but he knows me pretty well, and he's like, it's not gonna happen. He's like, you need to ask for help. You can't be this and that. You can't be his daughter and his support. Like you can't do both. His practitioner and his daughter, you can't. You have to take off that hat. And I was like, and so that pep talk that made me cry really at least I've been doing. So since we're talking about the I Got It girl, you want to dive in? I want to dive a little bit into this, and we can talk about other things, but about this caretaking zone that you were in. How long did you do that for?
I did that from 2015 to 2024.
Wow, that is a long time. And who are you caring for, if you don't mind sharing?
I care for my cousin. It was when family tapped me on the shoulder to take care of my cousin. It was, can you help her heal? And not knowing anything, I was working a full-time job. I was working a lot of hours because, half my team was in India. So,
Because you
I
were in
was,
IT, right?
huh? Yeah.
You were in IT. IT healer. Okay, continue. Just wanted to point that out to the people listening.
Yeah. So, multiple chaotic worlds, no problem. Let's just help them collide together. Um, so they said help her heal. What I didn't understand was she had end stage liver disease because she was an
Mhm.
alcoholic.
Got it.
Um, and that meant there was no healing. It was really making all her end of life decisions for the last 6 months of her life.
Mm, that's heavy.
And at the same time, my brain is like, well, no, we got this. We can make it heal. We can do it.
You can
I,
fix it. We can fix other people. Not.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's fix her. We got to do this to the point where I remember buying her boxing gloves for her hospital room. And it's like, come on, hit me. Just hit me. Get it all out of your system. Get it all out.
That would have been fun. If I were her, I'd be like, okay, let's do this.
I tried everything. And she's like, can you just leave me alone? And I'm like, no, that's not what I want to hear.
I'm not ready to let go and surrender and trust is what we talk all the time about on this podcast about how that I got it girl really serves us for a long period of time until it doesn't. And then there's a place where we really have to just let go and surrender
Yeah.
and trust.
Yeah.
And whatever's
So
meant to happen next will be happening.
I learned that a lot on this caregiving journey. It's like when she passed, then I'm like, all right. It at that time I was a hot mess.
Mhm.
Super hot mess because like I couldn't solve it. I couldn't do anything. It just all ended. And then my dad got sick and I'm like, crap. Now what? It's like, and then I had to make those decisions because
Mhm.
he's the one that said you got to leave your mom out of this and you got to do it yourself. I'm like, why me?
That's a lot of responsibility right
Why is
there.
everybody telling
Whew.
me to do all this? Yeah. So
Yeah, you're like, why am I called to this table every time? That's
yeah,
interesting. I'm curious why. You can maybe we'll
yeah.
probably get to that.
Um, I I will never know. He didn't
Okay.
want my mom to have that burden.
Mm,
And didn't want uh he didn't want he wanted me to take care of her and not put that burden of all the decisions on her.
mm,
So
makes
I made all
sense.
the decisions. Um I'm like, all right, next life I'm signing up for being the youngest and not the oldest because this oldest thing is not working for me.
Right. Yeah, well, guess
Yeah.
what? Doesn't work in all families because I'm the
Yeah.
youngest and I have to do a lot of decisions.
Yeah. So then my mom ended up with Alzheimer's dementia. My brother had the stroke. And that's when in 2019, I left my job because I'm like, all right, I got two brains, one going this way and one going this way.
Oh, that was your brother and your dad? Or
My
I mean,
brother
your
and my
brother and your
mom.
mom. Sorry, your brother and your
Yeah.
mom.
So it's like,
Dementia.
all right, wait a minute. What am I doing
Wow.
here? It's like, yeah. So it's like with my mom, you got to let go because that was another reason. It's like I couldn't control her brain not working.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, with my brother, I had, well, I couldn't control it,
Right.
but I did end up learning a lot, which is what got me on this other journey of everything that I do now, is
Okay.
because all those modalities were a result of studying the brain with his doctors and understanding the
Oh, I didn't
brain.
know that's where it came from. Okay, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we had to build new neural pathways when multiple neural pathways within his brain were zapped by the stroke
Okay.
or
Okay.
multiple strokes. He had like three strokes
Oh, wow.
in like a
Okay.
week's time. So, because of that, and because areas of his brain that died in the process, we had to relanguage, we had to relearn a lot of different things.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
you could hold up a pen and he couldn't tell you what it was.
Mm.
So we had to redo all of that and rewrite those neural pathways to get him back to being functional.
Oh my goodness. And at the same time, your mom on the other side is going through what she's going through.
Yeah. So, so you talk about, having to, release, let go. There wasn't a lot of people I could reach out to because
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't a lot of people that understood, what that experience was like.
Right. Right.
And, um, and at the same time, there was a lot of inner anger. It's like, all right, I got to go beat something up now. Because you try and tell somebody that has Alzheimer's, no, you're wrong. Yeah, that was one of my mistakes right there. No,
Yeah,
mom,
you
you're
gotta live in
wrong.
their
That's not how it is. It's like,
you gotta live in their world. Dementia and Alzheimer's, you gotta live in their world. It's not about
yeah,
I learned quickly that it's not about being right.
yeah,
So okay, so I want to touch on something that came up as you were talking. So you're sitting there through the education and working with your brother to rewire those neural pathways. You've got your mom with Alzheimer's dealing with that. And through e- the word duality keeps coming up. Like you have such a strong duality during this part of your life where it's like okay, I'm learning how to, first of all, let me back it up. You're in control from survival. You are majorly in survival, keep trying to keep these two people surviving to the best of their ability until it wasn't their time, until it was their time, right? And but there's a duality that you're learning these modalities like meditate, you're diving into meditation and Reiki and all these other kind of things that now, and we'll talk about this later in a little bit, has turned into your business. So I always say that there's such a duality in the adversity that we deal with in life. And there's gifts in the adversity if you give yourself the chance to receive them. So I'm curious that when you were in the heat of these moments, if you realize what was going on.
Um, well, it's funny because when you mentioned duality, I'm one that sees a lot of twos in my world,
Yeah.
but
I
then
love
it
that too.
also it also has me wondering if there's something called tripality. Um, because while all that was going on, then Bud, who was my partner at the time, who I was living with, who provided that little bit of stability
Mm-hmm.
when I left my job to take care of family, when he suddenly passed away and I
Oh my
wasn't
God.
taking care of him, suddenly passed away, where that was my escape. And now suddenly that forced me into moving because I was living in his house and um, his kids needed to or wanted to take control of all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that forced me on a path of no job. And now suddenly I got to move somewhere.
And you're caring for two individuals full time.
Right.
Okay.
So is
Okay.
that totality?
I don't know, but we can create it. We can create words on this show. It's okay. Tripality. Um, oh my goodness. Okay. So how, so what kept you sane? Like seriously, during that, because that's a lot.
um, a lot of prayer.
Okay.
Even if I didn't know, even if I didn't feel like it was actually doing anything or working, it was really stepping into it and just letting go. That was like my only escape,
Mm-hmm.
was to let it go. Um, and yeah, to this day, I don't know how I survived some of the things. Like,
Right.
you know, and there were times where, because I went through so much, it's like, all right, there must be a reason why I'm here because
Mm-hmm.
I am still on this side of Earth
Yes.
and I am
Yes.
still moving forward, even though I've gone through all of that.
There's so many sayings that pop up like the God only gives you what he knows that you can handle and what's meant for you, and like then I believe everything happens for a reason. All these sayings, right, that we like preach. And in the moment we're like, what the fuck is going on, right? And and so when I think about you, what do we call it? Tripality. Tripality of your partner suddenly passing, you having to move, you've got your dad, I mean your dad with strokes. Wait, did I get this right?
No,
No.
yeah,
Sorry.
that brother.
Brother, sorry, brother with strokes. See, I'm even confused. Um, dad was previous and he passed. So then you got mom now with Alzheimer's, and you're trying to reestablish your life now, right? Because you just had like your partner's no longer around. So now you're back to being solo on your own. And I like to say a lot of times life forces us to surrender. Like God, universe has forced us to surrender, to slow down, to now there's no slowing down there, whether it to just pause and let go and allow. So in this time you said you didn't have much help. There wasn't many people that could help you and stuff like that. So kind of walk me through maybe towards as thing when did things actually calm down for you? Like when did like things get to a place where you're like, okay, because this is where I'm sorry, I just want to point this out. This is where the Agata girl is important. The Agata girl is someone who learned through survival control, most likely from fear, from a place of like, okay, if I don't do this, I won't have a roof over my head. So if I don't figure out how to find a place, you're like, I'm going to be homeless while I'm trying to care for these adults. So like we go into like get shit done mode as the I Got a Girl. And that's why I say it does serve us. And we get to keep parts of her. But there's parts that I recognize that we don't allow ourselves to ask for help, receive from others, period. From and we just get so like, I got it. Nope, 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 I got it. So I could imagine if you didn't have much help, this really puts you into such a I got it, I'm under control. But
Yeah.
then you were researching these modalities that were also helping you release and stuff. So walk me through
So
that.
so while I was, so in 2021 is when my partner passed away, when Bud passed away. And a few months later is when I had to uh, figure out where I was going to live. And mind you, I'd already left my job. I didn't leave with an income.
Right,
I didn't leave with a plan. I'm like, I just left with sanity. I just wanted to maintain sanity while I was taking care of family.
right. Because there's no capacity for work. When I had to take care of mom and stepmom and dad, like my business went and got cut in half. Like I had to
Yeah.
close down things. I had to stop doing things. Like you don't have the
Yeah.
capacity.
I didn't
Your
have the
job is
capacity.
caretaking.
Yeah. So it's like, all right. And I wasn't going to give up my animals because they were like the one thing that was
Yes.
stability for me. So I'm like, all right, yeah, can't really go into an apartment with a 70-pound dog and a cat because they would kill me and kill themselves at the same time. It's not going to work. He's a runner. Um,
Right.
so I was I was driving to my mom's and just like 3 houses down, because this house is the one that I bought with my mom that I'm living in now. But 3 houses down was this little tiny sign, about yay big, sitting in front of this house that said for sale. And I'm like, all right, I have no income. I have just a little bit of money in my account. Let me see, what can I do? And I was reaching out to Bud's brother, and he offered to do a hard money loan. I'm like, well, only if we could get it for a certain price, which was like really below market. I'm like, yeah, good luck. This isn't the place where we can do that. So he
Because
made
you're in
all,
California at this time?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm in California, and prices tend to go up versus go down. So he made the phone calls. He goes, okay, we got it. And he told the story of everything that I was experiencing to the realtor. And he's like, I think you're going to go into escrow, no problem. So he funded it. Um,
Amazing.
and yeah, so I held on to that for 2 years. And then I, was able to think a little clearly. Now, uh, when I was moving into that house, you talk about letting go and releasing control, or sometimes you get knocked on your butt. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm like moving, I'm like stressing out, uh, and still taking care of everyone and everything.
Hmm.
And I'm like, God, give me a break. And I turned around and tripped and broke multiple bones.
Oh my God. In one of your arms and hand?
Yeah. So in my right arm, which is like my writing arm,
Oh no.
my primary, the one I do everything with. I'm like,
So
I'm like,
now
all right.
you're moving caretaker of two people with one arm. Good to, did you have
Yeah.
to ask for help?
Huh? There
Did you
was
have to ask
nobody
for
to
help?
ask for help.
Oh
So, and
geez.
here I am, this primary driver for everyone. I'm like, okay, we got this. I drove myself to ER. I got this purple cast on, drove myself back. And then I'm like, I'm hungry. trying to boil water and accidentally spilled the water because I couldn't just, I spilled it on my toes.
No way. Oh my gosh.
So
I mm,
so you talk about like, all right, I don't got it, girl. I was in the
I do wonder sometimes. I do wonder if we, not wonder, I actually know this to be true, that where we're in the state of overwhelm, I got it, I'm fine, and there's a definition for fine, by the way. There's a acronym for fine. Um, and I think I've said it before, but fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Um, we get in
I
this
like
state of
that.
being right. I had one of my good dear friends who's 30 years in recovery from AA. She's like, that's what they call it in AA. It's like fucked up and insecure, neurotic, and emotional. I was like, I like that. So when I say I'm fine, I'm like, wait, no, I'm not fine. So very clear, I'm not fine. But we actually attract more stuff, like more challenges when we're in a challenging state, and we're in this like grasp on, like, because you've said multiple times there was no one to ask for help, there was no one to ask for help, there was no one to ask for help. And I think now, and tell me if I'm wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Now you probably could look back and go, I probably could have called somebody, or I probably could have like reached out to an organization or something, that someone could have helped me under my state of being move my stuff or do something or whatever. And I don't know, I could be wrong, but I know that when I'm in this like death grip of like, I'll take it, more shit happens, and then more shit happens, and then more shit happens. And it's because we're not allowing anything to come in and support us. And we just keep carrying the balls and carrying the balls and carrying the balls and carrying and more and more. And we're like, why am I not getting a break? And God, universe is like, because you got no space to take it.
Oh no,
Like you
I got a break, but I got the physical break. So
I
it's
know. I asked for a break and I got it.
so that is something whenever somebody says, I just need a break, I'm like, careful what you ask for.
Specify, be specific. What kind of break do you want?
Now I did
Uh,
ask, I did. So when that happened, I had actually requested movers. So I had movers moving me into the house. So as soon as they got me moved in because I couldn't do anything,
yeah.
I'm like, just put everything where it needs to be.
Hmm.
I, you know, uh, I'm not exactly sure how I can't even remember how I made a check out to them because I had to do a check and I'm like, well, I couldn't sign. So I think I probably just like,
Right, right. Okay, so you're moved in, you're all settled and stuff, and did things calm down after that?
um, well, I just took it one day at a time.
Yeah,
I did learn how to cook with my left hand.
nice,
I
nice.
learned how to write a little bit.
Hmm.
And I learned that anytime I was in a meeting or something where I wanted to write something down that I recorded, I asked for permission to record on my phone. It's like, just record it so I can, or, I recorded it and used Otter a lot. Otter,
Okay.
what is that? Otter AI, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, something
Yeah.
like that.
So I transcribed everything because I'm like, well, I got to find a different way because this isn't working.
Right. Okay. So you said you did caretaking till 2025, is that correct?
2024.
2024. So tell us about that. What happened when it was like, I'm done? Like, I'm done with caretaking. It's over. I mean, that's your identity for so long. So what happened?
Funny, funny. I don't know where that came from. Um, it was that I felt like that was my purpose for so long.
Hmm. Yep.
It's like, all right, this is what I'm on earth for. It's like, yes, I've learned all these new things. And um, it was it was that serious now what? Because
Right.
I don't know
Because
what
you're,
I'm good at anymore.
I could imagine you were so busy caring for everybody, taking care of everybody. And I think you were probably starting to learn about taking care of yourself, like while you're doing that a little bit through the modalities. but you probably weren't doing it necessarily, but
I
you were
wasn't
learning
doing
about
it.
it. And
Yes.
so now you're like, I've got all this free time. What do I do with it? So what made you decide to start putting it into yourself?
So I needed to.
Yeah.
Um, I could tell that physically I just I wasn't feeling like I was energetic. I wasn't feeling like, you know, I wasn't feeling I had it in any way, shape, or form anymore because I was so focused on giving everything to everyone else. I didn't know how to give to me.
Yeah. That's huge. I'm pretty sure every person listening has experienced that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what it was like to give to me. I'm like, wait, now, what does this look like? It's,
Mhm,
you know, do I, yeah, what, what am I supposed to do for myself?
mhm,
Is, and I still get carried away with that sometimes.
yeah,
It's like, ooh, I just want to serve other people. I mean, how do I do
mhm,
that? Who are those
mhm,
people? You know,
mhm,
and I found myself, it's like at, there are certain points where I'll hit a low. I'm like, let me just give things away. Let
mhm,
me just go
mhm.
help somebody, you know, and it's like, oh, that's probably not the best thing. Let's
As a business
step back.
owner,
Let's reel it back a little bit and figure out exactly what we want
mhm,
because, I it's finding that balance again. I had to
yeah,
find my balance. So yeah, it's still a learning for me in
mhm,
finding that balance of really um, being or determining what my identity is. It's
yeah,
like losing that identity. So all these, um, through all the trainings and work that I've done, it's really helping me understand how to release different identities and then also how to pull through um, areas of those identities that actually do resonate with me moving forward.
mhm, mhm. And I'm just gonna, I want to pin this identity thing that you bring about, because whether you're a mom who took care of your kids for 18 years and then they go off to college and you're like, who the heck am I? Whether
Mhm,
you have the title of wife, whether you're a title of CEO of this company or this and that. Like, we
mhm.
have all these titles and all these things that we carry through our life that we really like. Mine, I was like the restaurant guru. Like, that was just my identity was management and restaurant industry. Like, that was what I was good at. That's what I was known for. That's what I mean, that was my identity. And so when that was
Mhm.
yanked from me, I was like, what? Like, and how to reestablish it into this, being a business owner and having my own business and being a coach or mentor, whatever we could call ourselves.
Right,
Um, I, 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 you really can't have you no longer have this external identity when you have a business like we do. You
right,
have to own your own identity. You have to really, really soak into, like, who the fuck am I? Like,
right.
and so a lot of the work I know that we do is really help women, like, discover that, discover those pieces of themselves that have been hidden underneath the mom, the wife, the XYZ,
Mhm.
you know? But going from, like, however many years, whether it's like 10 years or so, 10 plus years of like you doing that caretaking, and you're like, what's my purpose? Like, that's how moms feel when their kids go, like, who am, like, what's my purpose now? My purpose was these little people, you know.
Right.
And yes, that's amazing. You did a phenomenal caretaking job. They did a phenomenal mother, being mothers. And you get to still live your life to doing what you want to do, like really honoring what you're about, like what really brings you joy, not everybody else. So
Right. Well, and I'm still discovering that.
yeah,
You
this
know,
is only
that's
a year, 2 years ago. I mean, barely, not
yeah.
even.
Yeah, so it was the end of 2024 when all of that whole shift happened, and then it's like, "Oh, now who am I?" Because, I was this, IT person that's what I did 12 hours a day.
Mhm,
So it
mhm.
wasn't like I was out, determining who I was then. I
Yeah.
was that's who I was. I was just a leader in corporate, just a
Mhm.
leader in corporate. But that was a main thing, and that was a good thing.
Mhm.
And then it was this caregiver. It's like, all right, so switch that hat. And then it's like, ooh, when I decided to go into business, it's like, what the heck?
So let's I'm gonna put you on the spot just because we got to wrap this up soon. So who are you now?
Who am I now? Now I'm still on a path to discovery.
Yeah.
Hey, which
Gosh,
is
if we're either growing or dying, right? Like,
yeah.
so I'm glad that you said that because I want everyone to know, like, none of this is one and done. Everything's a growth and
No,
evolution over a lifetime. So,
no. So who I am now is somebody that gets to help other women put themselves first,
mhm,
because that is a path that I've been on for the last 2 years, is learning how to put myself first.
huge.
And now I get to help others do that same thing, because as women, and I find it mostly with women, there are a few good men, mostly with women, we are very good at putting ourselves last.
Of course, of course. We it's serve, be of service, but not the expense of yourself. It should never be
Yeah.
at the expense of yourself, and that's what I find that we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so if people want to stay in your world, first of all, tell them a little bit about some of the things that you do in your business, some of the cool stuff. Because I'm part of one of them. I'm part of her, like I said, I'm part of her Reiki membership, and it's going to be a mix of other things. But right now, we're focusing on Reiki. But tell them a little bit about more of what you bring to the world and how can they stay in touch with you in this world.
so what I bring into the world is, because I needed so much in um, energy work and energy healing in my own path, and really changing some of my thought patterns, because as a caregiver, I stepped into a lot of negative thought patterns,
Huge.
trying to take care of everyone else and wondering if I could even do it. And so that led me to hypnotherapy, the energy of Reiki. So now I'm a Reiki master, hypnotherapist, and I am an NLP coach, because I love the neurolinguistics of our mind. And
Mm-hmm.
that all started when I was helping my brother through his stroke, and really understanding what's possible with our unconscious mind, and,
Mm-hmm.
making some shifts
So
there.
cool.
Yes.
It's so cool when you can mix this because people like tend to think it's all this woo woo stuff and it's not. It's science. There's science, energy, everything's energy, and I love that you tie all of that together.
Yeah,
So
all the classes are not named neuroscience for there's it's not neuroscience for, um, it's not neuro woo, it's neuroscience.
yes, there's a reason why the word science is in there.
Yes,
Um,
there you go. That's what I was trying to say.
so okay, and so if they want to stay in touch with you, what's the best way to get in contact with you or follow you or any of that?
So my link tree is going to be shared, and that has all my connections, because I am on YouTube as the Mindshift Cat, or
And I'm on there with her. She interviewed me too.
yes. So I have a Facebook group, um, Resilient, Wild, and Unstoppable, where I do Facebook interviews, which is I got to interview Jackie,
Yes, yes.
and I've interviewed 50 people on there now, and
That's
they're all on
awesome.
my YouTube
Congrats.
channel. So that's fun. And now I want the next 50. So that I'm looking forward to that. I have my membership,
Mm-hmm.
which is energy and meditation, and I'm still working on completing my breath work, because that
So
is
you keep adding. I
hard.
love that. You keep
I
building
keep
yourself.
I keep adding, because I see the benefits in me.
Yeah. And
So,
so that's an important point in this industry is like we go first. Like
mhm.
we are our number one clients. So if we are mentoring somebody in something, it's not new to us. It's something that we have physically, emotionally, spiritually have gone through ourselves. and then we know the benefits of it, and so we bring it to the world. And so thank you for going first for a lot of us. Awesome.
Yay.
Love
Yeah.
it. So if there's one thing you wanted to wrap up with them and say, like, you want to make sure they walk away from everything we talked about today, what would that be?
Um, there's more to my story in 2 co-authoring books that are coming out in the summertime. Um, and I always have workshops to really introduce people to all the new experiences that I have been able to step into and help others really envision what's possible.
Mm,
Because so much of the magic of the pain that we go through when we get to see the magic that comes out on the other side is so powerful.
huge, huge. Well, thank you so much for being on this with me today. And I love swapping interviews. It's so much fun. Go check her out. Go spend time with her. And when you do, when this comes out, to be sure to subscribe, follow all the things, because I am featuring so many more amazing women like amazing women like Kat. Sometimes my little mouth doesn't want to work on a Saturday morning, right?
I
um,
understand that.
so grateful for you, Kat, and I'm glad that we're in each other's lives.
Yes, thank you. This has been so much fun.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody.